Welcome, everyone, and I call this hearing of the Subcommittee on Homeland Security to order. This is the subcommittee's second hearing of this budget cycle, and we are here today to review the role of the Department of Homeland Security in stopping the flow of opioids, methamphetamines, and other dangerous drugs. I would like to say Senator Tester will be here shortly, but we thought in interest of time and also the fact that we're going to have a vote around 3 o'clock, we're going to push ahead, but it's not through lack of interest. And I also would like to say personally that this is an issue that's extremely important to me as the state that's most deeply affected by this opioid crisis. We thank Customs and Border Patrol Protection's Todd Owen, Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Derek Benner, and Science and Technology Directorate's Andre Heinz for agreeing to appear before our subcommittee today. This is an outstanding panel to help our subcommittee to get to a more detailed understanding on this topic. Each witness is appearing before our subcommittee for the first time, and we look forward to hearing from all of them. I'm also very pleased to be joined, I will be joined here shortly by Senator Tester. Senator Tester and I are off to a good working start here for the fiscal year 2019 process. The Department of Homeland Security is one of the many agencies that are fighting this ongoing battle with the opioid crisis. The Appropriations Committee and many other congressional committees are working to ensure that the entire federal government is coordinating across its many agencies to tackle this problem. And it is important for this subcommittee to understand the unique roles that the Department of Homeland Security plays. One of the toughest challenges the Department of Homeland Security is charged with is the careful balancing act of stopping the flow of illicit goods and people across our borders while facilitating the free flow of commerce, which is very important to our economy. With its broad authority to enforce U.S. custom and trade laws, the Department is uniquely positioned to identify and intercept the movement of contraband not only through our nation's designated land, air, and sea ports, but also across our border between the legal ports of entry. Despite the commendable efforts of thousands of the department's frontline officers and agents and significant investments in intelligence and technology, we know that most illegal drugs in the United States enter our country in this manner. Once inside the United States, these drugs are quickly distributed via a highly complex and often dynamic underground networks that run through the heart of our country. Unfortunately, their final destinations in our communities, many of them rural, are in places like my home state of West Virginia. It saddens and angers me that in 2016, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, West Virginia experienced the highest rate of opioid overdose deaths in the United States, a rare of 43.4 deaths per 100,000 people. By comparison, this rate is 24 times the rate of 1.8 deaths per 100,000 people in the year 1999. The West Virginia Health Statistics Center last count for 2017 indicates 909 of my fellow West Virginians died of drug overdoses last year. Of those lives lost, 529 were fentanyl-related, 246 were heroin-related. So, more than 85% of West Virginia drug deaths last year can be attributed to just these two types of opioids. The subcommittee is committed to doing more to support the department to stop this flow of dangerous drugs into our communities, and to working with other subcommittees to ensure the department's efforts are complementary and coordinated with other federal, state, and local agencies. The recently enacted appropriations bill provided significant new resources to counter opioids, including the highest ever funding level for this purpose for each component represented here today. For the first time ever, this bill provided significant funding for opioid detection equipment and for research to improve those detection capabilities. We want to build upon these important first steps, and we hope that hearing from our witnesses today will raise awareness of the role the Department of Homeland Security can play in this fight to help lay this foundation for our subcommittee's work in this area. Again, to our witnesses, we appreciate your testimony and your willingness to answer questions from members of this subcommittee.